They told me this shift would be quiet. Every night, I checked the perimeter, updated the documents, and offered therapeutic coping skills to restless residents. That was when I realized some things in the program did not follow the schedule, and definitely didn't sleep. You just clocked in to the miniseries finale of Awake Overnight. The coping skill we're practicing tonight is part of dialectical behavioral therapy, and it's called a repair. The steps to making a repair: 1. Acknowledge ineffective behavior. 2. Show insight. 3. Validate the other person. 4. Create a plan for improvement. And 5. Ask for input on making amends. Repairs are meant to fix what went wrong in a relationship, and it emphasizes both accountability and empathy. Stay tuned. Now, if you've made it this far in the series, thank you for listening. Thank you for following. Please comment, like, share. It is my goal to have it spread across different platforms, but also to reach 1,000 followers on this one. So tell a friend. Everybody likes a scary story. So it's been a little over a year, and I understand the ins and outs of this program. But also, I think I've become one of the core people they rely on when it comes to picking up a shift, or just knowing that I can handle myself when push comes to shove. And if I'm being honest, that's kind of how you get through life, or at least how I have. So I have new coworkers, and they're finding their footing, we'll say that. It's not necessarily by the book, not necessarily effective, but they're making their way through the program, and I have opinions, critiques, and concerns. Now, the program had a hard time holding on to managers. I've seen about 4 come and go in my short time, and I've even applied myself at certain points because it's like, if I'm the main person here, why not? I'm committed, educated, and experienced. But I say all that to point out some very important factors when it comes to people who are attracted to the field of childcare. From what I've seen, sometimes mothers or grandmothers do a great job putting all those years of caring for children, their own children, into the work field. So it's not a big transition. Sometimes young adults have a real passion or backstory as to what went wrong in their own childhood and trying to make it right for someone else. Or maybe just ready to hear someone out and listen to them, relate to them, and push them towards a better and brighter future. And we love those people, we respect those people, we need those people in our own lives, every day. But something that's always important to be mindful of is child predators. People who know that children can't always advocate for themselves, and they prey on it. Those people who become the main authority figure, but have no intention of being empathetic or caring. Those people who take advantage of the less fortunate to meet their own ends and satisfy their own desires. The real monsters, those people who would have no problem letting a child make mistakes if it means they get a front row seat or a chance to exploit. I'm a firm advocate against exploitation of any kind, and I'll remain that way. So it's getting quiet amongst the staff. We have plenty of problems, but there's always a need for coverage. But there's some things we're not talking about the way we should, things that aren't getting written down the way they're supposed to. And I'm sick of it. So I speak up. I tell them what I'm seeing. I tell them what I'm doing. I tell them all the things that we got trained on and how we're supposed to be handling difficult situations. But there's pushback. So I pick up a day shift, and it's me and a new coworker. And he's close to age and stature with the youth, so he gets along well with them. But I don't quite get along with him. I was assaulted one night and went to work the next day. And he had made a comment to me that was just a little too convenient, a little too intimate for a stranger to have made at such a time. So I will never, under any circumstances, want to be alone in a room with him for any reason. I knew leadership at the time was sick of hearing me make critiques and point out things that were going wrong. So instead of reporting him, I kept it to myself and reported my incident that happened on my own time to local police and let that take its course. So we had to bring the kids to the main office one day, and there's about 6 of them. And one of the children is about 15, and he is known for being a sexual predator. So we're keeping an extra set of eyes on him, we're making sure he has his own space, and we're just really reminding everyone to reinforce their own boundaries. But it was awful. I mean, it got to the point where I couldn't wear any type of skirt or dress, had to be very masculine presenting, just completely outside of myself, just to be quasi-respected in that space. It wasn't good. And after a bunch of harassment, I end the shift so angry. I've taken all types of disrespect from these kids, and it was just, I'd had enough. I end the shift, I drive home. I look down for a split second, and my car is crashed as soon as I look up. And it's beyond repairs. I mean, I couldn't be more humiliated, and I couldn't be in more pain. I end up having to leave in an ambulance. After that, I had to Uber to work, and I would walk home at sunrise. Now, walking through the woods at sunrise was really peaceful. I actually didn't mind it all that much. But I had to drive in at night for my scheduled shift. And it was really foggy and rainy one night. And I could see something climbing the trees, but it was so silent. I even second-guessed myself sometimes about it. But at this point, I've accepted what is and isn't in my control. Not only was my car in need of repairs, but definitely the relationships at the program. Things had just gotten too sloppy. And I come from a school of thought where the apology better be as loud as the disrespect, or we can leave it exactly where we found it. All therapeutic coping skills set aside, I worked 7 days straight before I ended up leaving. I realized what I was being used for, and it wasn't my therapeutic coping skills. I was just in the wrong place. Rule of thumb, don't just take any job, read the reviews. Use your discernment. Set boundaries. Don't let someone take advantage of you or make you feel small in any way, even if they think they're above you for some reason. And if you find yourself working the overnight somewhere along your path, it should be quiet, but do your perimeter checks, file your paperwork, check on the residents. Keep coping skills in your back pocket, but remember, not everything follows a schedule. And not every lesson gets a training. This series was brought to you by Sade All Day. We'll be making this available on multiple platforms for your listening enjoyment. And if you liked the Awake Overnight series, repost it, share with your friends. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. So I would love if you would interact as much as possible. Until next time.